Hey, can you hear me, Omega? Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so you guys caught me in the middle of the night putting this thing together. So, all righty. Have you picked up your comics yet from your local comic shop? Yeah, that'll be better. I'm gonna need that to read. Old man needs the glasses to read. Okay. Yeah. Just got back from the LCS. Let's see. Yeah, there's supposed to be some good stuff here. Let's see. Avengers 12 is supposed to be dealing with the old million BC Avengers. We'll see about that. I got Brimstone, number 10. Ghost Spider's supposed to get new powers. So this one's going to be key if they're cool powers. Haven't read it yet. Venom Unleashed. That's the vicious cover of the week. Young Justice 1. Now, these two are supposed to be the Young Lantern here and the what do you call it? Supposed to be first appearances, but I've heard different. I've heard they appeared once before somewhere. And I picked up a couple of the True Believers. I've been getting the Conan True Believers. I usually don't get the True Believers, but I've been digging this Conan. I miss these. So, alrighty. And I can see chat and everything. Very cool. I'm not going to stay long today, mainly because I work overnights, and tonight's my Monday. But I wanted to get on after LCS and try this out, probably when more people are awake. Uploaded the third installment of Sign Comics 411, talking about terms, and then we'll finally start getting into valuing how to figure out how autographs are valued and so on. It's a different world dealing with autographs. We traditionally, autographs, a lot of them have to worry about forgeries. Mostly that's the only thing we'd have to worry about, but you can get them authenticated. There's some of the grading companies will do that, and there's actual authenticators separate from that third party. So you could always do that if you wanted to get an expensive one like a Kirby, a Ditko, or something like that. Now, something that I was going to talk about, but Stan Lee's autograph is not rare. Stan Lee was a prolific signer. His autograph is everywhere. So it's not hard to find. In fact, there's probably so many on eBay. The hour after he passed, they were on eBay in by the tons. But try finding a Ditko or a Kirby. Yeah, those are a little bit tougher to find. And those are the ones that really bring the money. The old school, the ones you can't get anymore. Yeah, I know. Somebody, yeah, they had him sign everything. DC Comics, just craziness. But hey, people, I think I've seen that once, and somebody says, "Hey, but it's unique. It's different. Nobody has them sign it." But you know, it's different to be different for different sake is doesn't mean it's going to be wanted. There's no demand for that. So, hey, I guess you voted, huh? Oh, hey, Pages, Films, and Plastics. Hello, welcome. Welcome to my second my second live stream. The cool thing is that see when I make my videos very short, simply because it takes so long. I have such crap internet that uploading is the last video, the 2 minute, little over 2 minutes, took over 4 hours to upload because I'm in the boonies where I live, and it's just I can't. I've only got a short window of uploading, so it's just crazy. So I make them short and sweet, which generally in this what would you call it? The millennials have such short attention spans when it comes to super long videos, and but doing it live, I was able to do that. Me digging under my desk, pictures in my background and stuff. They had it uploads and saves automatically, so that's just beautiful. So I can do this every once, maybe twice a week. What was I going to do? Oh, the comics for the giveaway. John's Comics with Kids got his, and he texted me or on my Instagram, told me it arrived. He's happy. I think on one of his streams he's showing it. I gotta go see that. There's Doctor Strange. It's a battle. So, people are torn between their Spider-Man and the Doctor Strange. The autograph on this one's easier to get because Carl Potts visits Dallas at least once a year, maybe twice. But Albuquerque, he lives in Spain, and he does not come to the States often. So getting that Albuquerque, I know it's a little glary, but he signs it right there. Getting his autograph is tough. I've got a stack of stuff signed by him. There's one that'll be coming up in the future. There's you can see his autograph a little bit better, I think. Let's see if I can hold it still. But right in the center here, the big Albuquerque scribble. So yeah, this is some of the comics that'll be upcoming. This one's pretty cool if you're a Wonder Woman fan. Number 200, signed by Ty Templeton, Brian Stelfreeze, and this one here, right here, if you can see it, that's Eduardo Rizzo. Now, he lives in South America. He does not come to the States very often either. So it's getting that one is tough as well. Got some more, but I'll save them. I just wanted to give you a sneak peek what's coming up in the future. Yeah, 15, 18 minutes is not bad. It would take me a day or more to upload. My original first video that I was going to upload was about 20 minutes, and it was the coverage of the North Texas Comic Show back in July. And I went to upload that thing, and I was like, whoa. And I tried to cut it down to 15 to 10, and finally I realized that it's about an hour, 10 minutes per minute to upload. So it's like, ugh. Hey, Discovery, how's it going? Yes, I'm actually sitting and talking and doing the real thing, not hiding under my desk. So how's everyone? Hey, Pages, there we go. Reading. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, pages. I see. Comic Lover. Let's see. Yeah. So usually this is the usually I had to go stop. Yeah, I had to go pay property taxes today. Uh, Property taxes in Dallas are due at the end of January, so I paid it today. But hey, it's better than paying a mortgage every year when I own my properties, so all good. What else was I looking at? Oh, and I'm doing some sketches. I got an early concept sketch. I don't know if you could see it a little bit. I'm gonna fix the legs. I'm gonna move the legs a little bit closer. And this is just like I said, the quick concept sketch. So, oh yeah, Discovery, you guide. I gotta watch that. I saw the I got the notification, but when I got home, I wanted to do this real quick because I'll be going to be getting ready for bed soon. Yeah, this is my late night. So, but hey, great idea, Discovery. Uh, it's been from what I've been hearing, it's been going over pretty well. Everyone likes that. So, and if I get to figuring out a schedule, maybe I'll do like Wednesdays at noon and be up for a short time showing what I got, talking about, I do my Wednesday fives. That'll be going up tomorrow. And, but that'll be sweet if I do that. And then I'm also getting ready because, and I know Bueller's Instagram message about, something really bad happening and him not being able to do videos this week. I don't know what it is. I can imagine, but I'm not going to speculate. But hey, thinking about him, it's tough. It's tough when bad things happen, especially if it's a death in the family or something. I don't know if that's what happened, but so hey, yeah, economics, Bill, sick. Bill is crazy. I like watching Bill. He's he's pretty wacky. He just doesn't give a damn. But yeah, I enjoy him. He blew up quick. Yeah, he blew up quick, and so that was pretty cool. But yeah, every Thursday mornings, usually the Wednesday nights, Thursday mornings is when I upload the Wednesday five for next week. So you could drop that on there. Uh, I don't know if you guys were here, but I just got back from the comic shop. Sat down and wanted to do a quick video, but I got my deals. Um, let's see. So I picked up Avengers 12. It's got Kazar and Zabu. I saw that on the cover. I haven't been picking up Avengers, but it. I like this character. I like Kazar. I actually got some original Kazar signed, so that's pretty cool. But I want to see what this one's about. See what's going on over in Wakanda. We got my Curse of Brimstone. That's the Wicked cover. That is pretty cool. I've been picking these up sporadically. I'm going to fill in the gaps and do that. But I wanted to fill in the Immortal Hulks that I had missed first. Ghost Spider, I picked that up. She's supposed to have some new powers. We'll see what happens. That could be a key right there. But I'm enjoying Spider-Gwen. Bitches. Venom Unleashed. We'll see how that goes. So I know Bill was looking through it all crazy last night. Yeah, he gets his stuff early. He works at a comic shop, so he gets his stuff the night before. But us poor slobs have to wait till the doors open in the morning. And then Young Justice. Now they've been saying there's two new characters, but one of the channels, I don't know if it was Jim's or Simpleman's or whatever, he was talking about it. Each of those characters had appeared once before, so I'm gonna have to relook at that and see. And then I had it was under 20 from my pull, and I grabbed a couple of the two True Believers for this week. the 2 Conan True Believers, for $1. I usually don't get True Believers, but like I said, I've been picking up the Conan ones, which is pretty sweet. And getting ready for the show. Let me pull this over here. So February 2nd and 3rd is the North Texas Comic Book Show. I'll pull that back a little bit. Discovery. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I'm not going to be here too long. I don't want to ramble that much, but I wanted to test this out, see, because last night I couldn't see anybody in the chat, so that's why I didn't answer. I was like, didn't see any things, but I was so busy trying to get the microphone hooked up because my sound card's going whack for some reason, and then I had to put it in the front, and yada yada. But got some cool people coming, but Graham Nolan's coming back. Tony Isabella's making an appearance. I haven't met him. Keith Pollard, Joe Staten, Randy Emerlin's coming back. I'm going to get a few more signed by him. He's one of the $5 people. Graham Nolan, I think, was 1 free and then 5. I don't know about the others. Dennis Cowan, Aaron Lopresti. So here's some Spider-Man people that I'll be getting. I have the Final Hunt, the one with Craven. I've got that one's. Those are signed by I think it's Zek and McLeod, I think. But I've got those. I've already got that. So now I'm going to add DeMatteis. He's coming. He's the third one in that series. I'm going to do that. And I might pick up another one for them to. So Al Milgram's coming back. He's a $5 guy, but I got a couple. I got Captain America that's going to get multi-signed. That'll be pretty cool. John Beatty's coming back. I got a couple for him to sign. Tim Vigil, I picked up some off of eBay. He's got these, like some of these indie books that are pretty cool. Mike Zeck's coming back, but I've got lots of Mike Zeck signed. I may have 1 or 2 for him to sign again, but Larry Hama's coming back. I've got a few for him to sign. Larry Stroman, he's a regular. He's local, so you see him all the time. Larry Stroman's pretty cool. X-Men is where he got his stuff signed. Mike Golden, Renee Witterstatter, they're usually here. Arthur Soydam, again, close by, so he's here a lot. I've got some. Where did I put it? This is the latest one I got. I'm just going to pull back here and get a sign. It's that zombie Spider-Man and Venom, print by him and, of course, signed. Now, this is cool. So what he'll do is he'll sign your comics for free, but you got to buy something from the table. So you buy a print, and then he'll sign your comics. So it's kind of like, okay, you can. I'm getting a cool print and signed, and it's really cool. Yeah, this is pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet right there. And Brunner did the same thing. Frank Brunner. Frank Brunner did he'll sign your comics, but buy something from the table. So I was looking at this one. I thought this was the coolest one of all. The really cool Doctor Strange, and of course, signed, autographed by him, that was pretty sweet. Oh, I got a story. Something I'll talk about in the series, but these artists have this sort of this code, and I had Mike Royer sign one of the books, the Krull book, I think it was, or whatever, and Brunner did the cover. So when I went, but I had Mike Royer sign it. He was going to sign it on the inside, and I said, no, I want it on the cover. And he signed it on the cover, and Brunner saw that, and since he didn't do that, he didn't work on the cover, he got upset. He went over to Royer, and they started having words about him signing on the cover. And Royer saying, but he wanted it on the cover. He says, well, you're not supposed to sign it. That was my work. And oh my God, it was like crazy. So they came to an agreement. They finally come to, so they're supposed to, if they don't work on the art of the cover, they're supposed to sign it on the title up here, not on the art. And there was this whole, especially the old school guys. Yeah. So when you're getting your comic signed, you've got to know all these freaking politics that that they that they have going on. I mean, it was just strange. These two guys go back and forth on each other. You signed the book, and you didn't work on the cover, and blah blah blah. Yeah, he got up. He signed my artwork. It was pretty sick. But and the Ty Templeton, the Spider-Man one. Do I still have it out? Yes. From the thing I uploaded, because that's the Joe Sinnott one, the Hulk, signed by Joe Sinnott that I did the mail off, and of course Carl Potts. I've been getting the Hulk signed when Carl comes. Carl signs for free, but if you have multiples, if he thinks you're selling them, he'll charge you. So only bring one of each, and I see him multiple times, so that's why the Doctor Strange cover I was able to get nice. But this Ty Templeton one is pretty sweet. Whenever he signs this one, he does this little remark up here. Let me see if it'll show. I know it's better in the video. You can see it. It's a little. I do a little close up of it. 657. I think it's when Johnny Blaze dies, and so yeah, he does that, and he doesn't. It's not extra and everything. But he says, whenever I sign this book, I do that. So that was pretty sweet. That I usually don't get remarks. I don't like them sketching all over the book. But like Doug Hazelwood, he does a little Superman S, the little S that Superman has on the chest. He does that S over his name sometimes. It depends on what book it is and how he feels. Sometimes he'll do it in multiple colors and stuff like that. And those are the only two remarked artists, the only two creators that I have remarks from. And like I said, this is, you don't have to ask, he just kind of does it. And I was going to use this one for a sweet spot, but let me take this out. This one's signed. It's got 6 signatures on it so far. This one here. So it's got Rags Morales. There we go. Kevin McGuire, Tony Harris, George Perez, Kevin Nolan, Phil Jimenez. Yeah, and I love that cover. That's the Michael Turner cover. That is just so wicked. I love that staring down at you. Can you imagine looking up and seeing those 3 staring, the Trinity staring down at you like pissed? Yeah, that's whoever's looking up is not having a good day. But like I said it often. I love these covers where all the different artists work on a book. So like a 50, a number 50 where you have the returning, the Frank Cho, the Harley Quinn number 50. When I got the Cho cover, that was what it was. That there's all the different people that have kind of worked on it come together for the 50th. Those are the cool ones to get signed because you get multiples of this. And this one here is pretty much the same thing. Tons of people. I love those, getting those signed, and it's it takes years to do. I mean, that one's been one of the first ones when I really started getting into getting signed comics. That's the first one I got signed. One of the first ones. So it was pretty cool, and I'm lucky enough to have a Michael Turner autograph. I have books. I have Superman books with his autograph on it. But hey, it's sad that he passed. How does all these, they pass so young? Some of these guys. Dave Cochran was the same way. He passed very young. That's the very first one I ever got signed. Uncanny X-Men 163. Yeah, he was at the local show in Duncanville, Texas, about 10 minutes away at the Holiday Inn. That's where they used to have the comic shows. And yeah, he was sitting there, and I was like, I didn't know who he was, of course, but I saw the X-Men, and he had the latest one. 163 was the newest comic at the time. And yeah, he what comic book do you have that has the most signatures? This is tied. I have two that have six. I got maybe 20 that have five, and then four starts ramping up. And of course, I've got a gazillions with twos and ones. Twos are, or sometimes like the North Texas Comic Show does it really cool. They'll bring in groups. So like they'll have, I got Zek, DeMatteis, and so on and so forth, that they worked on a series together. So it's like these reunions. I think last year it was the Secret Wars reunion. So basically all the main people that worked on Secret Wars were at that show, and you had the opportunity to get them signed. And of course, if you wanted them witnessed, they have the grading companies there, but you pay. Most of these people will charge you $20 to get a book signed to be witnessed and graded. So that's like Amy Chu. She's coming to the show in February. First time I'll be meeting her. She's got a signing policy. She's if you're a fan, she'll sign it for free. If you have it windowed, and I haven't talked about windowed, but how you cut out the thing so that they have to sign here, here, here. If you have it windowed, she charges $5, and then if $5 or $10, and then if you want to get it witnessed, it's higher than that even. But she'll sign your books for free if you have if it's not windowed, you just kind of hand it to her, which is pretty sweet. I mean, that's like I said, Carl Potts does the same thing, and Bob Budinsky. They'll sign it for, I think Budinsky. What did he sign? I had 7 for him to sign. Yeah, and he loves to talk about. He's an editor, so he loves to talk about more the editorial side of these books, and that's pretty cool. Love the stories. That's the best thing about getting the comic signed, is that each one of these signatures comes with a story that they'll tell you. So it's pretty sweet. That's why I love getting them. Actually, Al Milgrom, like I said, is coming. So this one will probably get signed because that's an Al Milgrom cover. So that'll be the 3rd signature on this. Now, Joe Sinnott, he's still signing. He's 90-something, 92 years old, Jolton Joe, but he's still signing. So, but he doesn't travel. I mean, he does local shows he's up by Albany, New York, and he'll do local shows. But I can't afford to fly to Albany to meet him in person. So if you really want some of these to get them signed, they're $10 a pop. But he's not going to be around much longer. He's going to, hey, knock on wood, he's got to, he'll live to be 100 and whatever. But yeah, I would send off to watch the video that I got with Joe Sinnott. And it has I think it's joesinnott.com or something like that. And you'll be able to, send off and get at least a couple of them signed. It's $10 a pop, plus you pay for shipping there and then shipping back. But I didn't care. Like I said, I wanted Jolton Joe's autograph, and definitely wanted. John Byrne was another one I wanted, but he will not sign anything anymore. He used to sign for free, and yeah, $10 is not bad. Especially, I paid $10 for Basil Galgos. Hey, he passed this past fall, I think September, but I was able to meet him just before that. So that was pretty cool. I got a Bela Lugosi. Let's see. I don't want to pull that out. I'm going to move the camera real quick. See if you can see that. See the Bela Lugosi? That's the poster for that Tales from the Grave. Well, that's I got that from Kerry Gamble. That's actually signed by Kerry Gamble. He's sort of like the publisher, and but Basil Gargoff signed one of the covers. He worked on the first one, I think, or some of his art was, but he did the second cover, I believe. But yeah, he signed that, which is pretty cool. If you look on the website, hey, if you go into a show, that's why I created that website, like to be able to budget. Be able to budget. It's like, okay, how much does this guy sign? How much, and at least it's ballpark. Like Renee used to be Renee Widderstadt. She used to Eva Inc. She used to be $3 an autograph, and then it jumped up this year to $5, which is fine. I'd already got the stuff, the Spider-Mans and the stuff that she worked on that I have signed by her. But it changes. But at least you can estimate in the ballpark. What really hit me was what was Steranko. Steranko went from 10 to 20, and that was, I had planned for, $10 a pop. I was going to spend, $60-$70 to get Steranko's done, but I had to drop it down to 5, and because that was, below my budget for other ones. Yeah, he doubled up. It was crazy. So I had like Action Comics number 1000. Then the 70s cover was a Steranko cover, and I wanted that signed, but that one had to drop. And I had a second Strange Tales, the one that was in the contest. I had 2 of those. I had bought 2, and I got the better one signed. They're about the same grade. One looked a little bit better than the other, but I had to drop that one and get the other one for the contest. That was the plan. Yeah. So, but I like I actually like the buy something on my table and then I'll sign your comics, like Brunner and Soydom. That's pretty sweet. I mean, I like that. So, because I don't mind getting a print. They go on the wall. There's a Michael Golden. They homage to Spider-Man, that Spider-Man 33. Where he's under the water, and then Deadpool is up there pouring the water on him, which is pretty sweet. So, and my wall over here is got, like I said, it's got so I got inks by Scott Hama. I've got Neil Adams. I've got several of Neil Adams, Doug Hazelwood, and I've got original commissioned art from Wonder Woman. I started a commission, the Wonder Woman art. So I got Phil Jimenez, Jay Lyston, and Eduardo Arizo, all Wonder Woman artists that did a run on Wonder Woman. I've got their original art framed over here. So that's what I see every day. It's very sweet. And I used to work for a newspaper. I was in charge of hey, Joseph Avila. Hey, what's up, my friend? Yeah, this is my first real one. I had one last night that I was setting things up and trying to hook up the microphones and stuff. And, yeah, this is the real one, real deal. So, yeah, like I said, I just on for a few minutes to, just talk about, see who shows up, see what's going on, just having some fun. Yeah. So I went and got if you watch my Wednesday 5, I picked up my Wednesday 5, just like the thing, and I picked up a couple of extras. I got the 2 True Believers, the Conan True Believers, $1 each. So I went over 5, but right at $20. So that was pretty sweet. It used to be crazy because people that they go crazy. And they start buying more and more, and they want this cover and this variant, and then all of a sudden, like a JB Comics, Capital JB Comics, his budget is $120 a week. He's got like this. I'm like, I said, no way. I mean, my wife would string me up like for that. So I limit it to $20 a week, and then if I have extra, I put a little aside. Like I put some aside earlier for the Batman Damned, for those, so I don't count those in my $20 budget. I kind of save up for them. And then what's the other one? Oh, and the shows. If I want to pick out a specific comic, it's really cool at work if you do a really good job. Yeah, the True Believers is really cool. It's funny because I used all these keys that everyone's going for. My original collection I started. I got my first comic when I was like 3 or 4. My father bought it. It was Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man number 33, which is that, like I said, that water one. That was the first one I ever got, and that's what enticed me to read, to learn to read, which was really cool. I mean, I wanted to learn. I learned to read so that I could read Spider-Man comics. But I started picking up comic books, and of course, they weren't that expensive back then because they were brand new. So Fantastic Four, X-Men, all these, Daredevil. So there was a bookstore when I was 8, 9, like I said, early 70s. There was a bookstore down about a mile from me that had opened, and it was this short old guy. Hell, he was probably younger than I am now, but to me, he was old. But he had tons and tons of boxes of books in the store, and he couldn't do anything, and he was trying to do it by himself. So I made a deal with him. I would go down there. He said, well, I can't pay you. I don't have money to pay you. I said, well, pay me in store credit, because in the back on this wall of shelves, he had comic books. So I would work a few hours at a certain rate, and then that's what we tally, and then I would buy those books at a discount off of Overstreet. And it wasn't that bad. Yeah, they do. The characters that they see all the time: Superman, Spider-Man, Batman, Wonder Woman. I mean, these characters are the bedrock, and they love it and they want to do it. Like I said, I bought it to read. I loved the pictures and I wanted to know what the story was. And that, let me tell you, I got by the time I was in 6th grade, I was reading at a college level because I loved reading so much. So, but what I did was, like I said, I worked for store credit, and that's where I picked up my Amazing Spider-Man. I had number 3, 5, 6, 8 on. I had the entire collection except for those Amazing Fantasy 15, number 1 and number 2, and I think was it 4 and 7, something like that. I didn't have, but I had the entire run, and these were, like I said, they weren't that old back then, and I put them up and kept them. That's where I got my entire run of X-Men. I had X-Men 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Got all those. Daredevils, and then there was a man across the street. He used to work for Pan Am, Sydney. He was an airplane mechanic for Pan Am at Kennedy Airport, New York, and he was a comic book nerd. He loved comic books, and he had a ton of them. He loved Thor and Hulk and Iron Man, and he had them, a huge collection. And his wife was making him get rid of him, so he'd come over and he brought, let me tell you, thousands of these comics to me, and I've added to my collection. Like, my collection doubled in minutes. He said he'd rather give it to someone who loved them than to sell them or get rid of them or whatever. So, but yeah, I had a huge ring. I told you I sold my collection in 82, 83, whatever. Yeah, right at the beginning of 83, somewhere, and I sold the collection because I was 18. I needed to go to school, and I wanted a computer, and I wanted all these things. So I sold the collection, bought a car, bought a computer, which were not cheap back then. Put 4 new tires on the car, and insurance, paid all that, and then went to school. Paid for my tuition and so on. So, but I missed them. The only one I have left, like I said, is X-Men number 163. And that was the only signed comic I had. and I enjoyed it. Thousands. I had, hey, Big Will, welcome, my friend. Yeah, but that was, I missed that collection. Like I said, I see people with the Punisher, the ASM with first Punisher, and the death of Gwen Stacy, and the drug issues with no comic code, and all the keys that you're talking about. I loved Mysterio, I loved Green Goblin. I had all of those, had all the first appearances. But so it seems funny, like everyone's chasing the Grails, but I had the Grails, and now I want to do something different. That's what I wanted to. When I started back into comics, I picked up a few I actually picked up the ones that people are going for now. The Spider-Man, what was it? Web of Spider-Man 90 and the holograms. I picked those up when they were on the shelf. I said, "Oh, these are pretty cool." Let me see. Ooh, shiny, like Bueller. And I picked those up, and I had I stored them and put them away. And now everyone wants to find them. But of course, I got mine signed. So, but I collected autographs for a long time. I've got so many pictures of with celebrities, the pop stars, all the Star Wars people, Carrie Fisher and David Prowse, and Chewbacca. What's his name? Comes here a lot. Peter Mayhew. He comes to Dallas a lot, so he loves Dallas. But yeah, I mean, Star Trek, Star Wars, the works. I've met all these people. So fun. All righty, Pages. Thank you, man. It's 12 o'clock. I've actually got to start getting ready for bed. Like I said, I work overnight, so I sleep all day. So this is about the time I start getting ready to go to bed. And then, because I pull 11, 12-hour shifts, every night, because it's, especially this past month, because it was, the Big Whale, I love getting them. Like I said, this thing that comes with it is the stories. I love the stories. There's a story about one of the X-Men that Scotty Lobdell told me, and it's not good one. It's not good for polite company. So, but I love to tell you, once you know this story, you never look at that book the same again. So it's pretty sweet. Yeah, don't worry about it. I've only been doing comic books for, seriously for about 3 or 4 years now. And I get a book. Like I said, I collect the books that I want to get signed. Not so much as it, is it a key? Is it, like that? But is it a cool looking cover? And who's coming to town to sign it? And if it's a key book, if I pay a little bit more to get a key book signed, cool. That's fine. But mostly I'm getting books to be signed. Like I said, I went out and got this one because, Carl Potts was coming to town, and it was the ones that he worked on. And then I saw Joe Sinat and sent them off to get signed. And then I don't know if you saw this one, but the Justice League of America, this has got 6 signatures on it. But that took a few years to do, one time, Kevin McGuine was here, and then Rags. Rags is the latest one to get signed. Rags was this year. But Phil Jimenez and George Perez, Kevin Nolan, Tony Harris, and Kevin McGuine. So it's fun. It's the thrill of doing that and meeting the people, and sometimes they'll see the name on there. Oh yeah, I remember working with him, and they start a story about whoever they worked with and what happened and so on. But very fun. And then I was showing this one. This is the one, if you watch on my videos, my 411 about signed comics, that's the remark. That's the one I have in the remark. You see it better with that camera. So I ever use a third party. I've never done that before. The only thing I've done is through the mail. I've done that once. That was with Joe Sinat. And that's because Joe is so old, he's 92, 93 years old now. He doesn't travel except to local shows, where he is. So the only way I was ever going to get an autograph for him was to do it through the mail. And I went to his site and I saw that he will sign stuff over the mail, and you actually contact you and you talk with his son. And his son makes the arrangements and does that. So I sent it off in a box that was easy to open for him and easy to reseal, and sent them the money to send it back, the 1075 or whatever it is to be first class, um, priority mail or whatever. Sent that, and then it was $10 a pop. So, but I got Snot's signature. Like I said, I was really really happy to be able to do that. I'd love to meet him, but I can't afford to fly to Albany, New York, to see him, to meet him at a show. But yeah. Uh, but I like to be there. Like I said, most of the time the artists will travel through around the country, so they'll do the circuit of the big ones. And the Dallas one is usually pretty big. Um, or like I said, I'm close by. I could drive 4 hours to Houston, or if they're in Austin, that's a 2.5 hour drive from Dallas, or even up into Oklahoma, where up in North Texas. That's I've been up to the Red River for shows before, so it's an hour and a half. It's not that bad. So, but you can do that. I'm going to talk about. Usually, it's not so bad with comics. You don't have to worry about things like pre-printed signatures or auto pens or stuff like that. There's the only thing you'd have to worry about is New Teen Titan Sigs. Yeah. Is that the one? The latest one, the one with what was it? The first number 12, first appearance of Batman Who Laughs. Yeah. Hey, boy, you had 7. Yes. What's up? What's up? So yeah, you're coming in towards the end. It's getting close to Perez Wolfman. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've got a few of those. Uh, and again, my Wonder Woman's, the Perez and Wolfman. What did they work on together? I got it signed. Uh, they did, wasn't it Crisis on Infinite Earths? That's what they worked on together that I have signed. But he brought the Texas Comic Show, Chris and Tony, at the North Texas Comic Show. These guys put on the best show. It is comic books. It is just comic artists. Like I said, there's a list of people. Plus Neil Adams is coming. So they bring really good people to get signed for these shows. No, yeah, I know, because when I was actually under the desk trying to get the microphone this was my first. I just plugged in the camera and was hooking up trying to get the software, and I didn't know you could go live. So I had it running, and I didn't. The microphone wasn't working right because I think my sound card's screwed or whatever. So I was plugging it into to another jack I got in the front, and then the dog. If you're on the floor, then he thinks it's time to play. So you hear me talking to my Shih Tzu, Rocky. But yeah, I was trying to get everything set up and seeing how it worked, and I didn't see anyone in the chat. That's why I didn't answer. I didn't see any chats, but it seems to be working very fine now. So this is my first official real live stream, so I'm having a good time doing that. And like I said, I've also, like I said, I've been invited to be with Bueller, to come onto a Bueller show in end of this month or February. Although with what happened, yeah, with his video, some tragedy that's affecting him, or has gotten, it's got his attention for the week, and our thoughts are with him. He's a pretty cool dude. I like talking with him. And so I'm supposed to be on the community show with him. I got my turn coming, and I'm looking forward to that. I wanted to be ready. I wanted to have everything set up and working, and be able to have some fun with it, and get used to talking to myself, talking when you're sitting by yourself. But, it's actually not that bad. It's like when I know people are here, you get to get to speak and talk and have some fun. And it's easier because when I'm doing the other shows, I have, I start getting tongue tied, and it's, you're trying to script something to keep it tight. Because like I said, I don't want to make anything over really 2 minutes, because otherwise it's too much. It's too slow at uploading for me. So I keep them short and sweet. But the live stuff, it uploads automatically, so I don't have to wait hours and hours. So, but alrighty, guys, I'm gonna end it right now. So it's 12 o'clock. You guys probably on lunch, or well, depending on what part of the country you are or what country you're in. So, but I gotta get ready for bed. So I gotta get things done. I got a long night tonight. I work at the airport. I'm a supervisor and dispatcher, and so if I'm not on my game, then people start missing their flights. So, all righty. Hey guys, like I said, thank you for stopping by, and I'll do this again. I'll be a little more planned. This is impromptu, but I wanted to have some fun and make sure that everything works. Everything seems to be going good. So hey guys, remember, if your comics ain't signed, they're just naked. Ciao guys.